Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate your support. Your subscriptions mean the world to me, and they help keep the channel afloat, so to speak, financially at least. Thank you so very much. For those of you that watch daily, please send just a mental thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers. This is the daily forecast for the Greater Collective. It is for everybody who may see this video at any point in time. It is originally conceived and created for Friday, December 1st. It is the morning after, no, sorry, not the morning after. Well, it's New Year's Day, guys. That's a big deal. It's 2 mornings after the Cancer full moon, the cold moon, the last full moon, excuse me, of 2020. So it's kind of, it's a nice way to end out the year and start anew. So this is our new year. We have a new deck too that we're going to be working with. The deck that we're working with is the Radiant Rider WAITE. It was the one that got the most votes. So for likes on the unboxing page, because I had a 3-way tie between 3 of the 4 decks that I had put up on the Patreon page to be voted on. So we are going to work with the Rider WAITE for the month of January, which I'm excited about. What was I going to say? A viewer, a friend of mine, actually said that he thought that would be an appropriate deck to start 2021 with, to not go back to basics necessarily, but to go back to something that's more stable and firmly rooted and everything after the 2020 year that's happened. And I totally agree with him in that. I think that's a really beautiful perspective of how to look at this deck. This deck is famous, world-renowned, and a quintessential staple of tarot, so it'll be great to work with it. I can't say that I've ever worked with it, maybe but once or twice in my life here and there. So I will be learning a lot this month while I work with it, and I'm excited to do so. So now, beyond that, let's get to the house stuff. I say this in every video. This is a broad spectrum reading intended for a lot of different people who may watch it at many different times. It is totally pouring down rain here. It is like so gray and like just rain, like, which is okay, like wash away this year, cleanse this planet. But if you can hear that in the background, that's the rain pouring down. And there's even some thunder. So because this is broad spectrum, I will talk in sort of more sweeping tones. You need to figure out where what I say fits in your life. If it doesn't fit in your life, or it doesn't make sense, or it's not adding up, that's completely fine. It might mean that you're working on something different. So don't be worried and think, oh my God, my life is broken or I'm doing something wrong. It's not that at all. You may just be on some other path, working on something different than the vast majority of people who may watch this. For those of you that this does make sense, or you can apply it to a situation, a person, or something that's going on in your life, utilize it to the best of your ability, right? Use it for support and guidance, but always know that any decisions you make in your own life are solely your responsibility, right? And that you should never take anything that I say over a professional in their field, like a doctor, a lawyer, or a therapist. Some of you, hey, I don't judge, but y'all may have probation officers. So if I say something, don't do what I say over that probation officer. I don't want you guys getting into any more trouble. And I think you guys understand the drift of that. It's sort of like a take what you need, leave the rest situation. The other thing I'm going to say is, because I know that 1 month in 2020, we did a really weird situation where we did 2 oracle decks instead of 1 tarot, 1 oracle. And this month, because it's the turning of a year, I've decided to do something slightly different, or at least I feel inspired to do so. So we'll see how you guys like it. You guys will have to let me know as the readings unfold. It will solely be for January. If it's something that stays or that we like, I may continue it throughout the year, but we'll see what happens. I just felt inspired as of this morning to do it, so we're going to just do it. All right, so let's see, what do we need to know for the message for today for those that watch this video, both at any time, now or in the future? What do they need to know? I actually like the sound of the rain. It's cold outside too. It's really cold. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man. This is definitely Pisces energy, right? It's about being sort of caught, stuck, possibly unable to make a decision, not necessarily maybe feeling like we have all of the information. The beauty about this deck, and this is the Radiant WAITE, just so you guys know, or the Radiant Rider WAITE. The colors in this deck are quite bright. The designs are a bit more precise, which I like that about this deck. And it's really interesting to sort of work with this deck. The thing about the Hanged Man, he's Piscean energy, so he dovetails nicely with this Cancerian moon that we're in, which would be about emotions, the intuition, the subconscious. I think that what this is sort of saying to us, and I could be wrong, but I'm thinking about the greater collective here. What this says to us is, okay, it's a new year. It's January 1st. It's New Year's Day. What the fuck do we do? That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this. And I don't mean to swear, but, I'm trying to, make it as practical as possible. The Hanged Man is a major arcana card, right? So it means that there's a bigger punch, there's a bigger meaning, there's a little bit more of a lesson, there's a little bit more importance to it. And the lesson or meaning doesn't necessarily mean bad, right? It just means that there might be a little bit of us feeling the shift of this year from 2020 having been such a dumpster fire of a year into 2021. We're like, okay, new year, new me, what do I do? And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this Hanged Man, right? We're looking at things like, where do we want to put our energies? Where do we want to put our attentions? What do we want this year to look like? What would we really hope for? And I think that that's all of good things to have, or good thoughts to have. But we may not necessarily feel like we're able to move on those thoughts or take action on those thoughts just quite yet. The beauty of the Hanged Man is that what he doesn't realize is there is some sort of illumination or awareness that comes out of his situation. So when we feel stuck or when we feel unable to make a decision, we have to know that sooner or later the decision or the awareness, the illumination will come, right, from us taking that time. Sometimes the Hangman can even represent just taking a pause before moving forward, because maybe once we make that decision to move forward, it will shift things in a great way. That's my feeling too, with it being major arcana. And the other thing that I've learned about the Hangman over time, and I don't see it depicted in this card so much, but I do like this, is that the Hanged Man can kind of like use his gut muscles, his hands, whatever, to reach up there and untie himself at any point in time, right? So he can free himself once he's received the illumination or the understanding, the awareness, the information that it is that he feels that he needs so that he can move forward. We might be needing this information over, say, maybe the next few days or weeks as we move into 2021. We might be like a little bit, okay, so now what? Right? And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting from this. I don't feel like we feel stuck in the sense like it's miserable, it's painful. Sometimes the Hanged Man can be that way, where we're frustrated because we can't move ahead. I don't feel like that. I feel like we're, if anything, when I look at this Hanged Man, it feels slightly, what's the word? I think trepidatious is the right word, where we're sort of like, okay, let's see what happens, how people, maybe treat us, how situations treat us. I almost feel like there's a caution that's going on with this Hanged Man as we move into 21. That's fine. I think it's healthy in a way, is almost the feeling that I get. We don't want to hang there and do nothing for too long, right? But I also feel like that golden light around his head speaks to the idea that we might even already, some of us may even have an inkling of what it is we want to do or how we want things to unfold into 2021, but we're not necessarily sure if now is the right time to take action, right? And I think that that's okay. The Hanged Man being part of Pisces, I would say listen to our inner sort of voices, not the crazy ones, guys, but the ones that are really giving us good spiritual guidance, our higher selves. I would say depend upon your higher self. If you do feel, for some of you that might feel that this Hanged Man represents a more dire situation that you may feel trapped or stuck in, that you might feel like, wrapped up in, know that there is an opportunity for you to gain some wisdom from whatever situation you might be struggling with or feeling, stationary in. And that when that comes, the time to move will take place, okay? So don't give up hope. Now, here is the big secret for the January reading. And you guys will have to leave me a message in the comments and let me know if you like this. But instead of using an oracle deck, what I'm doing is I'm going to use clarifiers this month. I have a small mini radiant Rider-Waite. So I'm going to pull 3 cards from this deck to surround this energy of the Hanged Man, to give us further insight or to help tell the story of what is going on for us today. I don't know how this will work out in the weekly, because the weekly I pull 3 different cards, so I will have to reconfigure the weekly, but we'll see. But this is what I felt compelled to do this morning. Maybe it's just this morning because it's New Year's Day. I don't know. What do we need to know? Help us clarify this Hanged Man energy. The 9 of Pentacles. Oh my God, the Hanged Man again. Oh, Rider-Waite, you silly deck, you. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so what I am going to say about this, you guys, what I feel, honestly, with the double Hanged Man there, right down the center, I feel like we are exactly where we need to be. For those of you that feel stuck, for those of you that may feel frustration, I want what I really want you guys to do, my advice, and this is an advice, but I feel like the reading or the card is trying to tell me that wherever you feel stuck, you need to relax into it. You need to relax and sort of breathe a little bit. Relax into, don't resist, and start to understand what is the situation trying to show you. What is this feeling of being stationary, spinning our wheels, feeling like we can't get ahead? What is that trying to show you? And the reason why I say that is because I feel that both of these cards on either side of you are actually really beautiful influences. The 9 of Pentacles to me is about sort of abundance and wealth, but also complete and total independence. And what I mean by that is independence from within ourselves, feeling that we have everything that we need. The only thing about the 9 is it's always this woman alone in a field. She has her little friendly falcon there, right? But she's not necessarily dependent upon others for her happiness. So for those of you that might be pining over a relationship, say maybe this Hanged Man situation is, oh my God, I wish I could get this other person to do what I need them to do for me so that they can, help me to understand that they love me or whatever that is. I feel like this 9 of Pentacles card is showing us that we don't really truly need that. We need to stop and realize all of the wonderful things that we do have, all of the benefits that we do have. And the one beautiful thing about this 9 of Pentacles that I love about her is that when we look at this home in the distance, to me, yes, that is her home that already exists, but sometimes homes in the distance, castles to me, always figure out, because they're set back on the horizon, it always means that there's still more to come, right? There's still more answers to come. We see those answers in the illumination of this Hanged Man's head too, right? So I feel like whatever it is that we're looking at as we move into 2021, this is where we're talking here. This is, I got to remember, I'm a day ahead. I'm filming this a day ahead. This is New Year's Day, guys. New Year's Day. From a very simplistic viewpoint, whatever feels like it's holding us up, holding us back, whatever feels like 2020's business, we need to leave back in 2020. Don't allow it to keep us continue to be tied to old situations, feelings, or perceptions that are no longer serving us. The other thing that I love about this is this Wheel of Fortune speaks to the idea that there's a lot of opportunity that is out there for us. And so when I'm looking at the 9 and the wheel on either side of us, kind of wanting to bring about not only, abundance, independence that we see in the 9, but the wheel is all about the sort of our environment, the universe working with us at a slow pace. Though I will say that the Wheel of Fortune never is moving like super quickly. It's like if we want super quick movement, we're looking for like an 8 of Swords energy, or sorry, 8 of Wands energy, or an 8 or a Chariot energy. To me, those indicate like real fast movement. Maybe even a Knight of Swords or a Knight of Wands would be real fast, like boom, oh shit, here it comes. To me, the wheel is about methodical planning ahead. Not planning, that's the wrong word. But see, the reason why I use planning is because I feel like this Hanged Man, this is the opportunity for us to go easy into 2021, to go easy around the situations we're dealing with now in our current life, whether they reside, if they're presiding or laying over from whatever we were dealing with in 2020, and we're bringing them into 2021, we really need to take this time to negotiate, weigh out, measure, assess. That's this Hanged Man energy to me. I don't feel like it's bad. Some of you may feel stuck. Like, I don't want to get like, there could be 2 different camps of viewers. Some are stuck, some are feeling like, okay, no, I can take this pause. But there's no big rush right now is the feeling that I'm getting from these cards. Only because the 9 of Pentacles, she has everything that she needs. She's not like flying around trying to create anything. She's kind of cool and okay. And she's actually more than okay, to be honest. And then the Wheel of Fortune to me speaks to this idea of whatever we focus on is what we're going to receive more of. The environment, our gods, our angels, our spirit guides, the elements around us, they want to work for us and within our favor. And so ultimately, like, as long as it's in line with whatever we're like sort of feeling, seeing, or manifesting, it's going to come our way. That works both positively or negatively, right? So that's where I feel like the importance or the magnitude of this major arcana double Hanged Man situation is happening here in the center, which is telling us, take the time, guys. Just sit with yourself. Sit with the situation. Reflect back upon 2020. Reflect onto, and what I've been saying about, I'm a little all over the place this morning. What I'm saying about reflection as far as 2021, ponder would be a good word. Ponder about how would you like 2021 to work. If angst, anxiety, worry, or fear come into your mind as you're pondering, back it up. Climb yourself back up into that tree and hang there for a minute longer until you can get that illumination around your head or your heart or your spirit about how is it that we can make 2020 look comfortable, exciting and enticing to us, and accomplished, right? We don't have to have like, I don't know, the sort of the vibe that I'm getting from this is that we don't have to have this big overwhelming plan for the year just yet. That if we just sort of concentrate on ourselves, keep the focus on us, move slowly, make the decisions carefully, take the time, because we are being given time with this Hanged Man here. And with the Wheel of Fortune, I believe too. I think that we can realize that we have everything that we need, which is what the Nine of Pentacles is saying, and that more will be continued to be provided, albeit maybe at a slower pace, but that's okay. Relax into the slower pace. The year's going to change. The time is going to change. Everything will change with us, as the months change and the, seasons change. Things will pick up and things will become more dynamic. So right now is a really beautiful time to kind of just sit with ourselves and go maybe a little bit deeper into what do we want, how does that feel, what do we no longer need, how does that feel, and letting those things sort of go. All right, so now let's see what the grounding stone is. This will be the grounding stone for the day, something we want to ground in. Remember, we have that hope stone too from earlier this week. It's always weird to me because we switch cards. We switch decks, so I need to remember we're still working with that hope stone from the beginning of the week. Here we go. So, on obsidian, extremely grounding stone, right? And also, I will say this, it wards off any negativity. That's definitely what obsidian is known for. I also feel like the depth and the darkness of the blackness of the obsidian is like sort of, you can't get any truer, realer, deeper than that, right? And the word is truth. So I think that what this hanged man scenario is we really need to look at what the truth is of, for some of you, it may be the truth of our experience of 2020. Some of it may be the truth of what it is we desire for 2021. Some of it may be both, right? But I really feel like these cards are like telling you guys to take a pause, seek that truth, ground in that truth, right? And if that truth is, for some of you that are feeling stuck in situations, if that truth is that you need to start to formulate a plan to remove yourself from said situations, begin to look at that. The hanged man doesn't make any sudden movements, right? Because he's hanging there. But in the looking at this truth, in the decision of, there might be some of you that are watching this and going, the Nine of Pentacles, I don't feel like her. I don't have everything I need. Well, she could be telling you that if we ground in this truth and we take the time to pause and make these decisions, sort of gain the enlightenment, sit within whatever we're in, we can create that by beginning to put that truth into our Wheel of Fortune. Okay? I see like this definite connection amongst all of these cards. So ground in what is true for you today. That's also going to help you to find that illumination that we see in that hanged man. It's also going to get you to feel like you're moving forward in a way that's productive and healthy for you. I will say this too. Again, hanged man, there's no rush to move forward just yet. Seek and sit in your truth today, whatever that may be for you. It will bring you sort of independence. It will bring you opportunity, probably further into either the day, the week, the month, and the year. That is your forecast, you guys. I hope you guys like this. Please let me know what you think. I think I will do this for the month of January. We'll see. I'm going to have to figure out how to configure it for the weeklies, but I just felt inspired to do it this way this morning, and we will see what's going on. Another little side note too, I'll just say this about the double hanged man. That's double Piscean energy. So keeping that in mind, there, you guys could feel a bit emotional. You could be picking up on psychic signals and things like that too. So pay attention to those more subtle signs. They will lead you to your truth too. All right. Please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this reading. Please share it with anybody that might be able to use it. And tune in tomorrow to see how this all builds up, and hit subscribe if you feel so inclined. Have a great day. Bye-bye.